Well, we got some damage from that little hailstorm. Now our soft top has some holes in it. Got 3 on this side. It's time for some Flexi Seal.
It's breakfast time.
Hey everybody, what's up? Well, we got an interesting start to this adventure. Hailstorm with some lightning, some vehicle damage, and now we got a plague, swarm, infestation of Mormon crickets. This is the first time I've ever seen a swarm of Mormon crickets. This is pretty interesting. They're pretty ugly, and they make little popping noises when you run over them. The Mormon cricket is native to Western North America. This cricket is actually in the katydid family. Drought encourages Mormon cricket outbreaks, which may last several years. Historically, the outbreaks last anywhere from 5 to 21 years. The adult crickets migrate in a band and eat everything in their path. So these guys are nasty. They're sitting here eating the dead ones on the road. Can you hear him chirping at me? Look out! It's a giant, look out! But they're just everywhere. It's crazy. If you don't like bugs, you probably wouldn't want to be here right now. But I almost forgot to tell you where I'm at. I'm in southern Idaho. I think we're about 20 miles from the border of Nevada. And we're going to see a ghost town. I think it's a living ghost town, but it's supposed to be a cool one. So we're gonna go check it out. And they're ugly though. They come in a few different colors. We got red ones, or yellow, whatever, yellow red. We got black ones. They're all pretty ugly looking though. So I didn't find any Flexi Seal, but I did find some Gorilla Tape. I just patched up my holes in my window. Add a little bit more patch to the soft top. It's time to replace this poor thing anyways. This is just definitely a good sign that it's time. But we're good to go for now, as long as we don't hit another big hailstorm. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but who knows? Anything can happen at any given moment. You just got to be ready and willing to accept what happens. There's a waterfall coming out of the mountain there. Well, Obviously the dam has a leak. And a Mormon cricket problem. Okay, well, I was wondering if we were going to find any antelope out here. And we did. We found 2. Where's the other one? There he is. So 2 antelope. Goodbye, cow. We found some more Mormon crickets. They sound like popcorn, but they stink. They don't smell anything like popcorn. Blech. 40 miles of pavement through the rolling hills of southern Idaho, we come to this, a giant canyon carved in the middle of nowhere. This place is beautiful, and these canyons are amazing. Jarbidge is an outdoor enthusiast's dream. Fishing, hunting, hiking, camping, and off-roading, all in one spot, way out in the middle of nowhere. We're driving through this little, I guess it's a town, I don't know. It says it's Olivia's Crystal Spring. And there's an old looking building right here. And I just wanted to stop and look at it. It looks old, but I can't guarantee that it is. So we'll go look at it. Couple of old pieces of glass, old hinge. We got our Mr. Skeleton in here. Yeah, I kind of don't think this building's very old, but it is cool. Mr. Skeleton kind of likes it. I just noticed there's arrows sticking out of that wagon. They got a couple of these little barbecue pits here too. That's pretty cool. Used an old rim. It's a little barbecuer. And I'm guessing this is the spring. Yeah, it's seeping out of the rock right there. Good place to grow you some mosquitoes. So it says right up that road over there is the Dave Creek Wilderness. That's not where we're going. We're going that way. And eventually we're gonna end up in Nevada. And this is probably the easiest route to get to this town. It's the most isolated mining town in Nevada. And it's even supposedly the most isolated town in the lower 48. And that's kind of why I want to go there. It's the middle of nowhere, and it's an old mining town, and it's a ghost town, a living ghost town. And I've always thought that would be a fun adventure. Just past Olivia's Crystal Springs is Big Cottonwood. It looks like it's a free campground. There's about, I'd say, 4 little camping areas, camp spots, with a picnic table and a fire pit, and it's right next to the river. I'll go show you the river, because it's pretty. But this is a beautiful spot to camp. We still got like 20 more miles before we get to our location, so we better get going. Quails? Yeah, those are quails. All your babies. The name Jarbidge comes from a Shoshone word, ta-sahabits. I might have said that wrong, and that's eventually why they changed the name to Jarbidge. Ta-sahabits, a word meaning a bad or evil spirit, monster that lurks in the canyon, or weird beastly creature. Ancient Shoshone legend warns their tribe members about this canyon. This is the canyon of the evil giant. If the evil giant found you in his canyon, he would come, capture you, put you in a basket, and take you back to his camp, and then eat you. Legend doesn't say if he makes a stew or if he just eats you like a chicken leg, so that's up to you to find out. This canyon can be a little worrisome if you believe in legend. And it makes me wonder, what kind of giant did they see? I've seen some Bigfoot hunters that come up here and look for Bigfoot. So maybe they seen Bigfoot. And that's their giant. In 1908, Congress established the Humboldt National Forest. That same year, Dave Bourne discovered gold, and 1,500 miners moved in. Mainly in tents, the president excluded Jarbidge from the National Forest in 1911, allowing for private ownership of the land. Lively businesses, including numerous multi-story buildings and an eatery built out of bottles, was leveled by a fire in 1919. After the boom, the population of Jarbidge rarely exceeded 200. The mines closed in the 1930s after producing about 10 million in gold. Well, sweet, we finally made it to the little town of Jarbidge, Nevada. It's a living ghost town. It says there's about 16 people that live up here. But this is an old mining town. Gonna look around, see if we can find anything. But the location is definitely sweet. We're about 60 miles from the nearest gas station. But I did see some gas pumps here in town. So we'll drive over there and we'll see how much gas cost in Jarbidge, Nevada. There's way more properties up here than I expected. This is actually still a pretty big town. A pretty big little town. We got the White House right here. It says on the sign. Some little miner shack. But this is somebody's private property. This town is cool. Other than it's probably a good 100 miles away from Twin Falls, maybe even further. So this place is truly in the middle of nowhere. Those look like some old cabins. Check out these two shacks. Got a nice little ore cart in their front yard. Ooh, check out this cabin. It's for sale. Pretty nice. Okay, here's two more. They look like they're old buildings. I'd say they're from back in the mining days. There's a nice sign in the window. Wanted, meaningful overnight relationship. He must not be married. Here's the post office. But yeah, look at this old mailbox. Pull down. $6,200 feet. The gas pumps are right here by the post office. Let's see how much they're charging for unleaded. Only $6.86 per gallon. Diesel's a little bit cheaper. It's only $6.77 a gallon. So make sure you fill up before you come out here. Bring some extra gas. There's lots of dirt roads out here to check out, but I don't think you want to pay that price. I think this is a BDR, back road discovery route. So this would be the northern end of Nevada back road discovery route, and then the southern end of Idaho back road discovery route. And you're dealing with $6.85 a gallon. That's a lot. I'm not filling up here. Check out this old tractor. That's pretty cool. Really big pulley from something. I'd say it's definitely from the mine. So this is the Jarbidge Community Hall. Probably some antiques in here. Yes, sir. A bunch of antiques. Oh, there's an old picture of Jarbidge. You have to come into the community hall. This is way cool. Here's a picture of the first car that made it to Jarbidge. Here's another old picture of Jarbidge. Says this one's looking north. Got an old piano here. Looks like you used to be able to just put your nickel or dime in there. It'd play a tune for you. We're right here at Jarbidge Park. Here's the old head frame from the mine, it looks like. It's pretty massive. Some big pulleys on it. Holy cow, I see a shovel over here. It might be the world's largest shovel. It's huge. I don't know if this is the world's largest shovel, but it's the biggest one I've ever seen. It's probably close to 30 feet tall. It's huge. Old belt pulley. Let's see. The old head frame. This structure was used to hoist ore and raise and lower workers in and out of the mine shafts. This head frame was over the gray rock shaft. The shaft was 1,100 feet deep and had lateral workings. The shaft was sunk by the Gray Rock Mining Company in 1938 until 1941. So this is a newer head frame, but still cool. That's an old transformer box from Westinghouse. Okay, we got some more old artifacts. We got an old valve, a one-lunger, one-cylinder engine. Oh, so it's an engine, it's not a compressor. Crazy. The Jarbidge school bell. A blower that probably fed air into the mine. And then we got an old gas pump. You'd fill that up first to however many gallons you wanted, and then you'd let it into your car. So this is the Jarbidge mining district, so I don't know if those are all mining claims. That is, that's a lot of claims. There's lots of digging up here. Crazy. Cafe. This big piece of equipment. Alice Chambers Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There's an old crusty shack. Clean one owner, fixer upper. In 1916, Ben Cool robbed a stagecoach near Jarbidge. This was the last stagecoach robbery ever recorded. During the robbery, Mr. Cool killed the driver while stealing everything he could find in the wagon. He left many bloody handprints behind, and ultimately this would lead to the first time in American history that a crime was solved by fingerprints and handprints. He was caught, convicted, and spent 27 years behind bars. Wow, look how small this jail door is. Not a fun place to be, especially back in those days. I like how they got skeletons in all of them. Poor guy. Here's an old rock drill too. That's a big one. That was the little town of Jarbidge, Nevada. I've been wanting to come see this one for a long time. I'm glad I finally made it. The canyon and the mountains right here are just beautiful. That first spring we stopped at in the morning, there's multiple places to camp next to the river after that. All of them are free. There's an RV park supposedly in Jarbidge. It only looked like it had a few spots, so that's probably a first come first served basis. But I think I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Just keep an eye out for old tussa hobbits.